Stepanek. Radek, you've won 12 out of 13 matches here on this court. 2009 champion, 2010 runner-up. Do you find a certain comfort to playing in Brisbane?
Yeah, definitely. I feel comfortable here since the first moment, and I'm very happy that I was able to hold that I'm able to hold that record, for such a long time. And I will have a next challenge in front of me in a couple of minutes. So I will try to keep the record going.
Now, the last time you played Robin Soderling was here in the quarterfinals last year. You had a win. Do you consider yourself well-matched opponents on hard courts?
It's already 2 years. We went some distance already from that point, both of us, and I'm expecting we always had tough matches, and I don't expect anything else today.
Well, the crowd is looking forward to it. Best of luck with your match.
Thank you.
Radek's opponent is the world number 5 and top seed for this tournament, Robin Soderling. Robin, you ended the run of Aussie young gun Matthew Ebden yesterday. Your pre-match routine, do you change it at all going into a match against a player with Radek's experience?
No, not really. I try to do the same before every match. I played so many matches in my career, and I learned from all of them. And then it's always nice to play a semi-final in any tournament, and it's a nice court here, so I will enjoy myself.
Now, you're serving fantastically. You're yet to lose serve in a match. Do you plan on tactically using this as a strength today?
Yeah, it's always been my strength, and I think when I'm serving well, I'm also playing well. So it's a big part of my game, and then hopefully I will serve well today as well, and then see what's happened.
Well, we love seeing you play here in Brisbane. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And Robin Soderling can reclaim 4th spot on the ATP Tour rankings if he wins this year's title. He is yet to drop a set, having looked very comfortable on his way through to his 2nd consecutive appearance in the semis. His opponent today has only ever lost once at this event. It was last year during his final to Andy Roddick. The year before, of course, he won the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, men's singles semi-final action at the Brisbane International. From the Czech Republic, please welcome Radek Stepanek. His opponent from Sweden is Soderling.
Both men looking very serious. Find out how the first of our semi-finals here for the men today unfolds next at the Brisbane International.
I have a friend who's gone and joined some crazy new religion. He's so caught up that he don't know which way is up. You know the saying that there's no
Gentlemen, any questions on this match? Ready to go? Robin, heads or tails? Head? To tail. Let it? Receive. Okay.
Radek Stepanek has now won 4 singles titles on the ATP World Tour, including, of course, the 2009 men's title here at Rafter Arena. Last year, a finalist also here in Brisbane. a semi-finalist in Tokyo, and a quarter-finalist in New Haven, in Moscow and Basel. He made his debut at Grand Slam level in 2002, and that was at the Wimbledon Championship. From the Czech Republic in our semi-final today, let's welcome back to centre court, Radek Stepanek. In 2010, Robin Soderling won singles titles in Rotterdam and Paris, and has now collected 6 singles titles on the ATP World Tour. Also last year, a finalist in Barcelona, in Brisbane, and of course, the French Championship at Roland Garros, and a semi-finalist at Indian Wells in Miami and Valencia. A quarter-finalist at Wimbledon, and a quarter-finalist at the US Open Championship, and at 5 other tournaments on the ATP World Tour during the year. Here's the top seed here in Brisbane in 2011. Here's the world.
Well, there might be storm clouds above, but there's sizzling action on the court for you now. It's men's semi-final from the Brisbane International. The top seed, Robin Soderling of Sweden, against former champion Radek Stepanek of the Czech Republic. Now, Stepanek won the toss and elected to receive. Calling all the shots for you today are Jeff Masters and John Fitzgerald.
Yes, and looking forward to this semi-final with great anticipation. A really terrific match-up possibility here with the champion in black and yellow there, Robin Soderling, with his back to us. Gee, what a class player he's turned out to be. He's one of the heaviest hitters of all time, probably, I think it's fair to say, of the tennis ball. And his opponent, Radek Stepanek, well, he's a contrast in style to his opponent today. Really terrific all-court player, very quick on his feet. He's a veteran these days at 32. There's Soderling, he's 26 years of age. He really developed his game over the last couple of years and deserves that ranking of 5. And of course, what stands out in his career so far is the two-time French runner-up. That's quite outstanding. At Roland Garros for the last 2 years, he's been in the final.
Well, that man, Radek Stepanek, he's been in the top 10. He's high as number 8, but his ranking dropped out of the top 50 last year in no small manner because of a little touch of mononucleosis. But he's back. He loves playing in Brisbane. He's only lost 1 match here in 2 other visits, and he's looking horribly good here again this week.
So the umpire today for this semi-final is a man of experience, Steve Ulrich from the USA.
Last night, you smell of him. Do we need to call the doctor?
Two minutes. 1 minute.
There's the Pat Rafter Arena just spanning across there. You can see the gap between stadium roof and the top of the stadium wall there. It's a really unique stadium, this. Probably 5,500 or so capacity, and today, as of yet, not totally full, but pretty close. There's Nicole Vitasova. That's the lovely young wife of Radek Stepanek. Very good player in her own right. Nicole?
Certainly was. And, I guess if you've got a partner who's been a former player, it's much easier to understand all that goes on emotionally with your current playing partner, and so she'd be good support for Radek. And there in the middle of screen in the blue is Claudio Pistolesi, the new coach of Robin Soderling.
He's a very funny man.
He is a
Claudio.
funny man. You've got some stories.
Well, I saw him this morning, and he said. I said he's getting a lot of airtime here in Australia, coaching Robin. He said, "Oh, that's nice." He said, "That's good for my mother." And he said, "I'm a very famous man, you know, John." He said, "In my own building." He said, "The people on the 5th floor, they know who I am."
Yeah, he's a real character. He loves the sport. He was a pretty decent player, and he's been out there coaching in various guises for some years. Well, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? We've got the power of Soderling, and we've got the guile and cunning of Stepanek, and he's the sort of fellow, Stepanek, who tries to make you play badly with changes of spin and pace and not knowing where he's going to be. And Soderling, he's all raw power.
When you get to this stage of the tournament, both players here are in form already at the beginning of the year. Soderling to serve.
Well, he's yet to drop serve this week, Soderling, and that's one of the reasons why 220 kilometres an hour, and he's relatively frequently in that speed ranking.
Opening pretty clear-cut game there for Robin Soderling. You know, the power may intimidate Stepanek. We'll find out. He was asked that in his press conference yesterday.
No, I'm not intimidated by anything what's around the player. Just you know, I have to prepare for the match as I did all the time, as I'm doing here. Feeling good. You know, have already 3 winning matches on my belt this year, straight away first week. So there is nothing I can be aware of.
Yeah, and I think fair enough too. I mean, this is a man of great experience in his own right. He's been a highly ranked player. He's currently 60, but first time he finished outside the top 50 in a number of years. So he's a quality player, and he likes this stadium.
But he makes regular forays to the net, and always knows the right time to make that transition. And when he gets there, the volleys are really good.
Yeah, classy, wasn't it? Great technique on the volley.
30.
I quite often think there's a few modern players around now that get away with the volley a little bit because of the technology in the rackets. They're very forgiving. But when you look at Stepanek volley, he's a bit of a throwback. He has classic short backswings, understands where the racket face is, opens it beautifully when he needs to. Terrific feel in that part of his game. whiz. Take that.
30-15.
Well, that's what Soderling does best. He's just vicious from the back of the court, generates pace. There was nothing there from Stepanek with which to generate pace from. In other words, Soderling had to generate all his own pace, big backswings, big levers, does it beautifully. They have played on 6 previous occasions and Soderling leads 4-2. But the last time they played was actually here in Brisbane, 2009. And on that occasion, Stepanek got the better of things, 6-3 in the third set. So believe me, that will be present in the minds of both players. Well, that's just too good.
Deuce.
Gets an awful lot of spin, Soderling, from a ball. Even when it's low, he gets the racket drops below the ball and up across the face of it. Look how quickly it drops down. Soderling, wonderful work on the ball, and Stepanek, as quick as he is, no chance. He's unlucky here because the volley is a good one. Hits the tape and that gives Soderling so much time to set up and pick his mark.
Yeah, if things go against you and you give Soderling a bit of time on that pass, you're going to be really under the pump if you're standing there at the net. You're like a sitting duck. First volley has to be very effective. Soderling, he really did, and he's up for this.
Soderling is 2 games to love.
The early break for the number 1 seed, and I think that had put Stepanek on the back foot to a small degree in the early stages. Gee, Soderling, you can see it, he's fired up, he wants this. There's our mate Claudio.
He was out warming up Robin Soderling this morning, and it's not easy when you're getting at Claudio's age to warm up a player of Soderling's caliber.
Yeah, so I think you'd want to be standing in one corner at the very least, not having to move.
30 love.
He'd knock you over with this forehand, Soderling. Can't hit a forehand better than that, surely.
I wasn't being disparaging to Claudio before when I said a man of his age, because he's my age.
Well, the big Swede is off to a flyer. 3-love already in this first set.
Soderling leads 3 games to love. Time.
So the man in purple, Radek Stepanek, needs to get into this first set, needs to get his teeth into it. Down love 3.
15 love.
He doesn't serve many of those, Stepanek. It looked like he pressed there, went for a fairly big second serve. And maybe an indication that he's a little afraid of that first hit that Soderling gets on the ball if he drops it too short or if it's too light.
Yes, I think it's a very good point, Fitzy. It's early days, but Stepanek at the moment, only 42% of first serves into play, and you've got to be careful not to try and over-serve against Soderling. Even serve within yourself, get a lot of high percentage of first serves in, so you don't give him a look at too many second serves. Well, the drop shot clearly not good enough there from Stepanek. Soderling's by comparison was much better and really gave Stepanek very few options from here.
Nevertheless, a good game from Stepanek. He's on the board now.
7 Summer of Tennis is proudly brought to you by ANZ. We live in your world. Panadol relieves, respects, body first. And Optus, the official telecommunications provider of the Australian Open.
there's a different sound, isn't there, when Soderling makes contact with the ball, different to his opponents.
It's an absolute thwack, isn't it? Major racket head speed. Almost throws the racket head of the ball, as well as good upper body rotation.
I think the power at the moment from Soderling is, it's sort of an indication that it's too much for Stepanek to show us his skill at the moment anyway. He's not having time to create things, develop a point and then use that talent he's got with touch and guile. He's being slightly overpowered. 4-1 to Soderling. He's on a bit of a roll.
Soderling leads 4-1. Time.
Well, the first serve of Stepanek is nowhere near in the category of his opponent today, but not many servers are. He's got a very accomplished service motion, and he gets a good result from it, though. And that's what can happen. That was even a good serve, really, and the long lever, the telescopic arm of Soderling there, getting out and crushing that first return. Look, Stepanek is going to have to serve well today. If he hits a lot of second serves, you'd think he'd be in trouble, and he needs some free points to help him.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment when Stepanek misses his first serve, he's winning 29% of points. As opposed to Soderling, when he gets his second serve into play, he has not yet lost a point. That'll give you an indication of the difference in firepower.
He hasn't lost a point on his serve yet,
No,
first or
full stop.
second. Quite like that one into the body a little bit against a big man like this.
Well, absolutely. I think that's where the majority of serves should go. You can see this one here just jams him up a little bit, no room to swing, and that's the perfect serve to someone who's so tall. You serve to their extremities in one step and a reach, and they're out there. This is the shot here. Cramp him up.
And he's a smart player, Stepanek. He'll pick up on that result very quickly. In all Stepanek's previous matches, there's been a lot of long rallies. So far today, we're hardly seeing one go beyond, three or four hits each, probably. Be about the maximum, and the power influences that.
Still to drop serve here this week, Soderling. Have a look at his service grip here. We might chat about that in a moment.
Another hole, pretty comfortable there for Soderling. He leads 5-2.
Soderling leads 5-2. Time.
There you go into the body again with the second serve this time. He's got new balls for this game, Stepanek. A little bit quicker through the air. And a good time to jam his opponent up as he did there. I've seen that a few times now.
settling into a better service rhythm now. Stepanek, he's up to 65% of first serves in, and that will help his cause considerably.
Game, Stepanek.
So it's really that lapse at the beginning of the set that has put Stepanek in the hole here, or the quick start from his opponent, more like it. Soderling with the opportunity now, 5-3.
Yahoo 7 is the official online broadcaster of the 2011 Australian Open. yahoo7.com.au/sport.
We saw a little just a moment ago the grip that Soderling uses to serve, and it's in tennis terms it's not really what we'd call a proper service grip. He uses a grip closer to an Eastern forehand grip as opposed to a continental grip, which means the racket face is going to be very flat at impact. So his big serve, his best serve, when he hits the ball flat, doesn't swing the ball that well.
15.
So the last serve was a good example. He went down the centre tee and the ball didn't swing. It was just flat down the centre tee. So I think that's the sort of thing. This serve here, he's trying to swing the ball, and you can see there's not much swing on it, and that's very much due to the grip.
And of course the one wide to the first court is the same.
Yeah, that's his go-to serve, flat, and the same on the second court. So I think you've really got to look to cover that serve. And they're the little edges you need when you're a coach or a player. You've got to look at those little things to know where someone's favourite shots or serves can go and where their least favourite shots can go. So you've got to show your opponent that you understand where their best shots are and show them that you're covering it to make them go the other way. And I don't think Stepanek at this point is really quite adjusted to that, or hasn't really quite noticed it yet.
Well, there's a challenge here, but it looks like he's got an ace down the middle, and he will get some, but there's not a lot of curve on the ball. It's just accurate on the line on this occasion. So, in other words, hence the propensity for Soderling to go wide to the second court and down the middle to the first court to the right-hander's backhand when he really needs a point.
Like that.
Okay. No wonder you can coach, Jeffrey. Soderling up 6-3.
Time. Second set.
Be watching tonight. Two young guns do battle to be named the women's champion for 2011. Andrea Petkovic, one of the most dynamic characters on the tour, against Petra Kvotova of the Czech Republic, who was newcomer of the year last year. That's 9:30 p.m. tonight as we rejoin Jeff and John.
Well, obviously a big game here for Stepanek. He lost his opening service game in the first set, which ultimately cost him the set, and needs to stay ahead here. Serving first, just a mini advantage. You look like a low ball toss there. Yeah, and you could see Stepanek there indicating to himself, get that ball toss up.
Look at that for a statistic, and 100% of points won on the second serve. Soderling, 33 for Stepanek.
So according to the stats, he's now got a 33% chance of winning this point, Stepanek.
That's just wonderful hitting, isn't it? I mean, the power that this man hits the ball, but the accuracy means he's balanced, sets himself up for it, steps into it. Beautiful.
A lot of the winners in the men's game, well, modern tennis, men and women, a lot of the winners these days are hit down the line. That one's brought up a break point.
Next for serve.
Yeah, if you're an odds man here, Stepanek needs to make his first serve. Well, you'd expect something a little different from Stepanek on the big point, and he decides to serve and volley. He gives Soderling a chance. The pass was actually a bit substandard, I think, from Soderling. It was too high. He didn't quite get that pass where he wanted it. It gave Stepanek a chance to stay in the point. Well, that was, I'm not sure if people at home could pick that up, but Soderling there hit that ball with the other side of his racket face than normal. I'd love to see that again in slow motion. Can we do that?
Ball is good. Soderling is challenged on the call. Left side near sideline. Ball is called in.
Got a feeling that was in.
Yeah, I thought so as well. It's pretty much in front of us. It looked good to me. Yep. Good call from the chair.
Back to Stepanek. Soderling with 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah, terrific overall there from Steve Ulrich. Holds on, Stepanek. That was a big hold for him. And he pumps his fist and Cole is happy. 1-love, Stepanek, second set.
First game, second set.
So a lot of highlights in the first set, particularly from the Soderling racket, Jeff.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Stepanek didn't have too many chances to construct a point the way he'd like to. We saw plenty of bombs from Soderling and that sort of play. Given time, he sets up. And this will be the end of the point. And here's a look at the Hawkeye of Soderling's serve. Look at the points he's won, the red dots, and the blue ones, the ones he's lost. And you can see when he serves wide to the first court there, the red dots, they're not that wide. And when they are in that position, they don't swing that much. His big serves down the centre tee to the first court. In fact, the last point of the set, he served a bomb down there at 229 k's an hour, quickest of anybody this week. And there it is again, replicated. That's his big one.
Yeah, that's easily his favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
15-love.
Even against a left-hander, when he's serving to the forehand of a left-hander down the middle, that's still his go-to serve. You just don't get time to really develop a point. You're just defending really from the back of the court against this man if he finds his rhythm. And Stepanek loves to be able to use his variety when he's got time. Today, so far from the back, he really hasn't had any time to develop his skill. A bit concerned about the frame here he's using, whether it might be cracked.
Ball's coming too quickly at it.
It may well be cracked. Making very few inroads into the Soderling serve is Stepanek. He's barely winning points.
Got him.
Yes. And that was caused by wrong footing, Soderling there.
40-15.
He goes out there once. Soderling comes back to his left and gets caught. Well, he's hit an ace, Jeff, in his least favourite serve, and a pretty big one too out there.
1 game on.
Yep, right on the line. and at 183 k's an hour. He's tall enough he can get the ball out there. Most guys, when they hit it out there, they're probably hitting it at about 165, 170, letting it swing. He just hits it out there. But it's so big, it's tough to handle. Still to drop serve this tournament, and not really threatened today, as yet.
Love. Love.
Very bright outfit, isn't it? I feel like calling him Alvin.
Alvin Purple. I still like to see him hit a few more serves at the body, and even serve at the body and serve and volley a few times, just to mix it up, make Soderling just wonder what's going on. Oh, there's a serve and volley.
40-15.
And into the body again a little bit. He's having good success there, and why wouldn't you go? I think out of picture, there's his sense of humour. Out of picture, I think he got hit in an unlikely position there, Stepanek, and was just letting the ball boy know, hey, take it easy, mate. Well, didn't affect his movement. He holds serve in style, Stepanek. He leads 2-1.
Stepanek leads 2-1. Time.
Oh, the court was open. We'll rue that missed opportunity.
15 love.
This is what happened the last game, and Fitzy, being the friend he is, has flicked this on to me. It is unfortunate. But he's got a sense of humour, Radek, and look at him hit the ball back at the ball kid here now, saying in his own way, careful.
30 love.
That was at the change of ends. We fellas, we struggle.
He's loose again.
Soderling is just dealing with everything at the moment. There's a couple of balls there that Stepanek kept very low, and that's a good tactic against a fellow who's this tall, but he gets down to the ball, gets racket underneath it, still gets spin on the ball. Certainly has no problem with the high ball, and at the moment also dealing with the low one.
Game, Soderling. Two games all.
A couple of results from Sydney that's of interest, Fitzy. Aussie boys getting through. Luchak in 3 sets over Jones. And Tomic, a good result. Knutson, so that's going to warm the hearts of Australian supporters.
Love 15. Love 30.
Well, here's his chance, Soderling, and he's looking more or very sprightly at the moment. He's jumping around, eager. Well, he certainly wants this semi-final, doesn't he, Soderling? He's fired up now. This could be the telling moment of the second set here. That must have just caught the outside edge. 3 break points. And he's been almost faultless, Robin Soderling. He breaks in this second set and leads 3-2.
Soderling leads 3 games to 2. Time.
He's always looking for another way to get involved, isn't he, Stepanek? He hasn't tried this strategy before. It took Soderling by surprise, and he's taken the first point. Good stuff. He's always conniving, Stepanek. He never goes away.
Oh, that would have been a very awkward ball for Soderling to handle there. He decided to move forward. And the slice defensive shot was absolutely directed from Stepanek to be low with no pace on it. He just missed the sideline though. It looks to me that Stepanek is possibly covering that middle one a little bit. He knows that can hurt him the most, but pretty good serve wide there too, still getting the free point.
This has been a very impressive display here from Soderling. He's moving well, he's got power, and he's just got too many weapons, it would seem, at the moment for Stepanek. He's been as high as number 8 in the world, Stepanek, so he's been a very, very good player and still is. But his best Grand Slam result has been a quarter-final of Wimbledon in 2006, and just against someone with the power of Soderling, Stepanek just perhaps doesn't have an equal amount of firepower to be able to go with a player like this.
Pretty straightforward for Robin Soderling at the moment.
Soderling leads 4-2.
He just reminds me of a big freight train.
Yeah, and a well-balanced freight train. He's, if he wins this tournament, he moves to number 4 in the world, Fitzy, and I think he's a, he's a genuine threat at any of the Grand Slams now. And it will depend on the surface. I think any surface except the real quick ones he's going to be good at, and that seems strange, but he's got such long levers on his ground strokes. I think if it comes through quickly, that might give him a few problems, but gee, I think he's going to be a threat in 2011 to just about any event he plays in, including the Grand Slams.
Well, you'd think that the hard court, we know he's good on clay, he's been to 2 French Open finals. You'd think the Australian Open and the US Open would be pretty much up his alley. And he's good indoors.
Yeah, and I think the Australian Open more so than the US Open, because the US Open is just that little bit quicker. I think the Australian Open, gee, it's coming up pretty soon, and he's looking horribly good, Soderling.
Fault. Please.
That's just phenomenal power. It almost was what we call a neutral ball. Neither player seemingly would have an advantage on this shot, but he turns it into an opportunity to hit a winner. This is not that bad from Stepanek. It's reasonably deep up the middle of the court. Soderling just turns, 151 k's an hour, winner.
Yeah, you'd think on a ball like you were just talking about, you'd at least get your racket on the next shot, wouldn't you? You're not expecting your opponent to blast a cold winner.
That's the sort of shot he can hit when the court surface is medium to medium slow, takes a full cut at it, and that's just too good.
Game, Stepanek.
Good solid hold. He's not going anywhere yet. Is Radek Stepanek still in the match, but down a break here in the second set.
Time.
So what can he do here, Stepanek? Jeff, he's got to do something a little bit different, try to make some inroads.
Gee. That's a good start, isn't it? Your first objective is to get the serve back into play. It's such a weapon, and Stepanek on that first serve made a good lunge, got it back into play, and then he's a chance. And it's a tall order just to keep in the mix by getting these booming serves back into court. Pretty good strategy though. At love 15, second serve, he's come in, he's put the pressure on Soderling, but so many times the big man's there, he's balanced, and he's passing shots really outstanding. This is not that easy. He's hurried, he needs to set himself, needs to hit close to the lines.
And his serve is so lethal. You know, you're right. Just to get it back into play is a tough gig in itself. And then not to allow Stepanek, the return's got to be good enough not to allow Soderling to attack on the first ball. It's a tough ask to break when he's serving this well.
Second game, Soderling.
So only one game away now, Soderling.
Soderling leads 5-3.
So tonight. Yeah, this is it tonight. These girls deserve to be there. Tonight in the evening. Don't miss it.
Net from serve.
Petkovic and Vitova, the Czech. The German and the Czech. Promises to be a beauty.
Well, he's at least kept pace in the aces category, Stepanek. Oh, how good is that? If you're Stepanek, you just shake your head and say, what have I got to do?
Yeah, this is as good as it gets, really. Look how far he is back in the court to be able to thread that down there at speed. Awesome.
Soderling challenge in the call, left side, far sideline. Ball's called in. Soderling with one challenge remaining.
Bit of a strange challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he's just figuring that he's got a couple up his sleeve, doesn't want to waste them. Maybe even slow Stepanek down a little bit.
40-30.
Well, it's easy to take these sorts of tennis shots for granted, but this is high quality. So high quality and at speed, you'd have to say, gee, he can play.
There was that swinger where players will lose a bit of pace in order to gain more swing. Perfectly directed.
Well done, Radek Stepanek. He's hanging in there. He's going to make Soderling serve for this.
Soderling leads 5-4. Time.
As in his previous service game, Stepanek just has a small inch of daylight here. Love 15. And the bigger the moment, the harder it is to hold that serve. But you know one thing for sure on the Soderling serve, he's going to hit it hard.
He is.
He's not going to back off.
He's got lots of fans here in Brisbane, Stepanek, because he's played so well here. And just here comes Soderling, and Stepanek just tossed his racket up at the ball here to say, well, maybe that'll do the trick.
Quite a telling point there, I think.
30-15.
You could hear Stepanek verbalising there in his native language that he knew that was a big chance. He reflexed the return back beautifully, picked where Soderling was serving, made a great return, gave himself a chance. It wasn't the easiest volley in the world, but one that he should have probably made in retrospect. So Soderling pumped his fist. He knew that was an important point.
Great stuff.
How good is that?
Defensive skills here from Stepanek. This is terrific. Get it low, and how quick is he at 32 years of age? He knows exactly where Soderling's going to volley. He's pumped. He wants the crowd. Come on, crowd, he says, get behind me.
Well, you're hoping for a miss there on the first serve, because the odds are with Soderling if he gets that first one into play. So match point. Went for the wrong shot there, Soderling, didn't he? That was a poor choice of shot, really. Low percentage. Got the chance.
You've just got to love that one-on-one competition, don't you?
He's such a competitor, Stepanek. And as you said, how difficult it is always to serve out a set or a match, no matter who you are. Well, you could see in that point Stepanek was determined not to make an error. He said, come on, you remember me, I've been a winner here, a finalist. And for the first time in this tournament, the Soderling serve has been broken, and it could not have come at a more opportune time from Stepanek's point of view.
But he built the pressure, didn't he? You could feel the pressure building on Soderling there. He kept the ball in play. Once he'd made the return on that break point, he kept the ball in, and every time Soderling hit a shot, you could feel the pressure building. Great effort from Stepanek. But maybe he's made Soderling angry.
You don't want to do that. It's not a bad serve, but again, he's so tall. Soderling, quick reactions, one step, cuts off the angle. Brilliant return.
It's what a player wants. You know, when they're behind, they just want the opportunity to stay alive. You know, this is a great competitor because you can tell he's not going anywhere, Stepanek. Mentally, he just wants to survive long enough to give himself an opportunity, and that's what it's all about. And I think the best players in the world, they think like that. They always think like that. Just hang in there long enough, you'll get your chance. If I can get to a tiebreaker in this second set, I might get to a set all. You know, when you see young players around who tend to lay down a little bit at the end of a set, that's a very bad sign.
Soderling challenging the right side service line.
He had some adrenaline going there, didn't he, when he broke that serve? And there's the challenge. Soderling was right. The ball was out. That's a big challenge too, because instead of being 30-all, he has to hit a second serve here, Stepanek, at 15-30.
Well, isn't it funny, just Soderling starting to miss a couple, and sometimes that little bit of self-doubt just starts to creep in. He's had a match point.
Net. So.
Oh dear.
He got the volley he wanted, didn't he?
Yeah, it was well structured point. He served at the body, which meant the return was almost certain to come up the middle of the court, and which it did. And Stepanek had the volley that he'd make 9 times out of 10. He's exhaling there because he knows that was a big moment. Equally because the return was a floater. He didn't know whether to let this go or not, Stepanek. And he comes, this is a miss-hit return. He could have let that go and almost wanted to. At the last moment, he realised, I'd better hit it. There's the expulsion of air saying, whew.
And almost apologising as if maybe he just mishit that volley slightly and had a bit of luck to have it fall in the court.
Soderling. Stepanek challenge on the call, right side service line. Ball is called out. Game,
wow, gee, what a letdown for Stepanek. He'll be shattered that he made the break and then gave it back with a double fault. Soderling to serve for the match again.
Time.
Well, the value of Soderling keeping his head when he lost his previous service game is starting to pay off because he's broken again and now leads 15-love, and tough to see Stepanek breaking him twice in a row. So looking like a routine game Not bothering to challenge here, Soderling. Just asking Steve Ulrich in the central chair, was it long or wide? I think the answer was long. That wasn't an official challenge though. Still 2 match points. And it's all over. Soderling's into the final.
Soderling. 6-3, 7-5.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's top seed here at Brisbane International for 2011. He's into the final from Sweden, Robin Soderling. And let's see the applause going for this man. He's entertained us for 3 years here in Brisbane now as a finalist, as a champion at an inaugural event here at the Brisbane International and a semi-finalist.
Well, there's the man of the moment, Robin Soderling. Still to drop a set here, but the crowd, as ever, very happy to see this man from the Czech Republic give a good account of himself. He's been a terrific warrior here in Brisbane, lots of fans, and he fought right to the bitter end. So, always gives 100% effort, waving to the crowd, and the crowd again recognising his efforts. He was down and out, broke back, and let's hear what Robin Soderling's got to say as he talks with our own John Fitzgerald.
Robin, we're quite partial to Swedes in this country. We like them down here, especially me. I played with one for a lot of years and he paid for half of my house, so I like you guys. You played well, didn't you? He's a tough opponent.
Yeah, I think today was my best match so far of this tournament. You know, I served really well, returned well, and I was moving well. So I'm really happy that I played such a good match today.
I was talking to your coach in the locker room before. He's a funny man. Has he brought a bit of humour to your practice sessions? Because he said he's a very well-known man in Italy, Claudio. He said everyone in his building knows him.
Yeah, you see, he's a great guy. You know, he always makes me laugh every day, and we only worked for 3 or 4 weeks, but you know, already he helped me a lot. Again, you know, he's making me enjoy the time out here, and I'm grateful to have him as a coach.
Yeah, you look very relaxed. Tell us, what is your favourite surface? Because we know you've been in 2 Roland Garros finals on the clay. You're very good indoors, and you look very much at home on this court.
Yeah, this is almost like indoor, so no, this is great. I don't know, you know, a couple of years ago I had my best results on indoor courts and faster surfaces, but now I played well on clay as well. So I'm not sure what's my best surface anymore, but I think that's a positive thing. Yeah?
It's a great thing. Look, if you win this tournament, I think you're going to be number 4 in the world, Robin. That's a heck of a player by anyone's standards. We think you're going to win a major soon too, mate. Good luck. Well played.
Ladies and gentlemen,